Steve, you talked a little bit last night about being stagnant. How do you kind of address that with the guys in terms of getting out of that rut and getting guys moving again tonight?
I think just recognizing that I think we've made strides in that area. So it's not all to, yesterday was, one example. It wasn't like 4 or 5 games in a row. So I think we don't want to overreact, just encourage them to play the way they've been trending, playing early, attacking the paint, getting to the second side as quickly as possible and sharing the ball. And so I think we've done pretty good at kind of moving in that direction. But last night we took a step back.
Steve, just what are your thoughts on Cleveland? Obviously they've had a lot of guys in and out of the lineup like you have.
Yeah, I mean they've been hit with the injury illness bug. So I think they've shown they're a really, really good team this year and been moving in a really positive, exciting direction for their franchise. We have to tonight be very professional and not allow the guys that are out of the lineup to dictate our effort. We have to, really have that growth mindset and try to keep building and getting better and compete and have the right spirit and mentality and have a good game.
And I think Nic rejoined you guys a week ago. Just where is he at with his ramp up?
For me, I think Nic's got a ways to go. He's got to really work on his conditioning. And so I'm not sure when he'll be back or when he'll be back with, the necessary thrust and dynamic ability to play the game at this level. So hopefully it's not too long, but I don't think it's, in the next few games.
Hey, Steve, what do you think of the new, more sort of scoring-minded version of Ricky Rubio that we've seen this year?
Yeah, he's been great. It's great to see. He's I think a very talented, creative player. But for him to be able to make shots and keep people honest and make people pay, I think only elevates his effectiveness. And so he's been really impressive this season.
Hey, Steve. Mark Sanchez from The Post. With Blake, I think it's 0 for 18 from 3 the past couple of games. Is that shot selection? Is that just a funk, or what have you seen from him?
Yeah, I think it's he's just having a funk. I think he's got good looks, but he just hasn't been in a good rhythm and hasn't been able to make them. But people go through stretches like that, and so we're trying to stick by him in that respect and allow him a chance to play out of it.
Hey, Coach. I guess, do you guys still believe that Kevin and James need to be load managed at all? And how do you balance managing their load with understanding that these guys have to get reps with the team if they're going to build that cohesion and that connectivity that you always talk about?
Yeah, I think that we definitely are going to look for our spots to protect them. And we just have to be very strategic. We're a new team trying to find itself and trying to form that identity. And those guys are super competitive, so they want to play. And it's a tricky balance. But, hopefully by the end of the year, we've struck the right balance and put them in a position to navigate the season, to not be overburdened and hopefully be as fresh as they possibly could be at the end of the year.
Brian Lewis.
Hey, Steve. Following up on that, Kevin and James, I mean, how limited would you, expect them to be tonight, coming off of what they did last night? And secondly, with Paul, is whatever he's going through personally, is there any correlation between that and him having had very inconsistent or limited minutes so far?
No, he balls, away for personal reasons, and that's totally separate from basketball. Kevin and James, I don't see them being limited tonight. I think those guys are competitive. They want to play, and they're going to want to try to win tonight.
Just to circle back to something, Christian, to an answer you gave Christian, you said you're still looking to develop the team's identity. When you envision this group now, what do you see the identity as, and what do you want it to be?
Yeah, I think we've started to move in a direction defensively where, I think no one expected us to be kind of a top 10 defense. We're in that range. And so that in a sense has been our identity. That's taken a lot of, I think, pride and concentration from our group. And offensively, it's a lot of different styles, a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different habits trying to form into an identity. And that takes time. So some of it is trying to push in a direction where we play early, we attack and try to get in the paint. And if it's taken away, we move it, play on the second side so that we're not just playing against a loaded defense all night. And so that I think offensively is the direction we're trying to go in. But at the same time, these things also have to play out in real space and time. They can't just be theoretical, and the personalities, the skill sets, the blending of those things has to happen naturally. And so there's no fast answer to that. It's something that we have to monitor, we have to nudge, we have to provoke and continue to work at and refine. And like the defense, I think the guys overall have worked at it and have shown some improvement. So, but also then there's last night where we took a step back. So in a way, can last night be a benefit to us? In that it shows us the amount of ground we need to continue to make up, and the amount of diligence we need to strive for those principles that we've set.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Steve.